I'm not commentating as much in my own game as on WGL, huh? Not so easy when you're playing at the same time. Alright guys, here we've got Orc versus Human. Grubby as the blue Orc on the right side of the map, putting his altar in front of the Great Hall. And Stand 4-0 in his placement matches on the European W3 Champions ladder. The red Human on the left. Echo Isles is a map that Human can have access to a Troll Shadow Priest quickly. So I'll be curious to see if Grubby is going to be going for a Peon Scout and possibly a Troll Priest Deny. Purchasing a little snafu there with the Peon Rally Point, uncharacteristic mistake by a normally impeccable player, as the Peon rallies next to the burrow. Still, he may just have been finishing his sandwich. Now we see there is indeed a Peon going across the map, getting ready for some harass and some scouting. Actually, that Peon is way too early, isn't it? Yikes. Gonna go for a Farseer fast tech, looks like the Orc player on the right, whereas Stand is gearing up to militia creep one of the two camps. This one or this one. Mercenary camp doesn't have to be crept to gain access to the Troll Shadow Priest. You can simply pull the creeps away with a footman, or more likely with an Archmage, in order to gain access to it. Stand from France, Grubby from the Netherlands. All at stake here, as Stand will complete his placement matches with a perfect record, or will get a 4-1 score. Peon is in position, ready for any would-be footman and creeping. Attack has been started by Grubby. He's going to send his Farseer straight over to the other side, most likely spitting his wolves over the Mer camp and below, to make sure that he doesn't get surprised by a quick rush. Footman Scout. Footman is getting chased by the wolf. Now we see the barracks coming down for Grubby. Burrow within range of the other burrow as well, so that it is protected. Peon still in position. Nothing at the Mer camp yet. And the Peon goes home. It was there for a reason. That reason has now passed. It can return home. And the hero focus begins from both players. As Farseer gets a few hits in on the Archmage, which found the Gloves of Haste. Definitely not the favorite item for a human in this situation. The wolf will chase the Archmage, the other wolf scouting. It's a triple farm scout tower tech by our human player, Stand. No Arcane Tower yet. It will come up later as wolves become ever more annoying and peasant life starts to drop. So long as the Archmage is getting followed by a wolf, Grubby is well aware of where the human is. The Farseer is now going to be chasing the Archmage, so that both wolves can be attributed to peasant harassment. But a Water Elemental was summoned. If Grubby was cognizant of that fact, he will realize that Footy and Water Elementals can be creeping the 1-3-1 camp. One peasant goes down, and the Farseer gets in position to try and stop the creeping. But the level 3 was already received by the human player. The human is currently one creep away from leveling up. A wolf will do as well. Archmage is back at home. Wolves going for peasants. The last hit done by Grubby, and he gets it. Perfect timing, but he loses a wolf. Now sending back his Farseer, as the Archmage does level up from the wolf kill. Too much damage taken on Grubby's Farseer means he has to pull back. But he keeps his hero around just for now, wanting to make sure that he gets as much eyes as possible on what the human could possibly be doing at this point. Turn around too far, and he could suffer against a human that pulls his militia and goes for the Mercamp creep. Now we as an observer sees that this is indeed happening, but Grubby does not know this yet. He makes the two grunts, gets his bestiary, and in fact, we were just lying for suspense. No, it's true. It's true. It is so true that it hurts. Spirit Lodge and Bestiary coming out. Grubby again with the wolf to try and steal the Shadow Priest. He gets it. The Shadow Priest is hired, but will get killed instantly. It's a big kill for the human, who nonetheless will not have access to the priest. Was it worth it? Time will tell. TC, Spirit Lodge and Beastry are coming out. Nice creep steal with the grunt. Peasants getting killed also. TC with the items. Grunt's going back in for more. Berserker here for the human. Dropped fairly low. Creeps. Capricious in their hate for the racist units. Berserker self-killed by the human. It's a good job. Wolves going around the side again. And snare upgrade starting because the orc doesn't have enough food to start a raider at the moment. Another self-kill on the peasant. Good job by the human. He's level 3, but his tech is much slower. And snare cancelled. Grubby changes his mind, goes for the Kodo Beast. Gets a shaman also. TC across the map means TC is not creeping. One of the greatest fears for a human is that TC gets too much creeping. Fat finger misclick on the speed scroll as he tries to heal up his heroes and units. Surround on the Archmage. Nice surround. He did not see that coming. Grunt is getting hit. Archmage will try to get away. Might be able to use Staff of Teleportation to get away, but the re-surround. Will the Grunt die? That's all to play for now. The Grunt is going to die, but the TP was lost. More Kodos and Shamans coming out. It's really heating up now, boys, as the Archmage lost his TP. The next most logical spot, and Grubby knows this, is of course that coveted marketplace. The marketplace will be the next point of contention. Is Grubby well situated to harass it? Time will tell. He's gonna send one of the wolves there to spot for it. Even now the human will be creeping the mercenary camp. Heal scroll is available. Mercamp is getting crept. Grubby buys heal scroll and scrambles to defend the Ogre Mage, which gets Stormbolted. But that does mean that there's no Stormbolt left to suppress the TC. Block on the TC with the Kodo. He's gonna Stormbolt the Kodo to try and take it down. Purge here on the Water Elemental. Attempt to surround the MK ends in failure. Illusions now can be used to try and maximize the amount of damage. Surround attempt with the illusions. The self-block with casters. It's a surround. Excellent surround by Grubby. Very important. As he now gets the Archmage, which has no TP. The shop is not finished yet. He chain lightnings to make sure that he kills the Archmage on time. Heal scroll to save the Shaman. Kodos are eating. Shamans are here. No upgrades. But this looks like a great fight. Piercing damage by Kodos is not to be underestimated in situations like this. And the illusions soak up many attacks. Focus now on the Grunt. There's no mana left on the Mountain King. Shamans trying to stay out of trouble. Grunt running away. More units flooding in by Grubby. Illusions have 3 seconds left. As they time out, they will be one threat less to deal with. Grunt is getting healed up slowly by the healing self. TC is very close to level up. With an Archmage 3 dead, it's gonna take a while to get that back into the fight. As Grubby turns around, knowing that human cannot do much. The creeps here are mostly gone. There is an option for the human player to go for the Murloc camp. That's the only recourse he has at the moment. Going for the Murlocs. 4 Kodos are here. One is still eating Sorceress. Once the Sorceress is devoured, it is. Grubby turns around. He posed as if he is turning around to go home. Human will be desperate at this point. He will have no chance but to try and get back in the game somehow. He will start the mercenary. He will start the Murloc camp. And when Grubby shows up, he will get the creep jack he wants. The natural expansion is the other option for human to be at the moment, and he is. Disaster. But he had to take the risk. He had to play it out this way. Creep steal by Grubby, adding insult to injury. Now, Purge on the Mountain King. Another Purge. Can he get the surround? War Stomp, level 2. The surround attempt, it's good. He will try to break out via the top Shaman, but he uses Clap, not Stormbolt. Shamans are getting attacked. But there's too much Kodos here. The surround is still intact. MK getting focus. All the units getting eaten by Kodos. He had to make the Hail Mary play, but it was always going to be a difficult situation. Shamans being produced. First Raider being produced as well. Kodos using piercing damage to kill casters. Breakers getting eaten. Shaman comes in with the Water Elemental. Tries to save the day with the Water Elemental, but it gets purged immediately. All the breakers taking so much damage. Another breaker falls. Disaster. On the run is the human. A Purge and a Stomp surround could spell the end here for our human player. GG! Game is over. Grubby wins and Stand loses his 5th and final placement match. Stay tuned to next episode to see what league he was placed in. In fact, we will look now. Hey, casting is useful for stream of consciousness streaming. Good practice. We look up Stan's position. He's 4-1. Yep. Downey, welcome back. Stand ranked as 1v1 master. Rank out of 60. He ranks at 46. Rank 46 master, and there's 6 grandmasters, so he is rank 52. Who knows where he would have ended up had he won this match.